Hi, I'm Zahra, a personal trainer for Nuffield Health, and welcome to Nuffield Health 24/7. Today I'm going to go through a beginner programme designed by a Nuffield Health advanced level physiotherapist, taking you through some exercises to help reduce your hip pain. Hip pain can present itself in a number of different ways and may be the result of a number of different causes. Nonetheless, having strong and mobile hips is vitally important to help reduce that pain, improve your function, and prevent pain in the first place. Now, for some of the exercises today, it might be quite common to feel a slight ache in the hips, but please work to your own level. If pain continues, please seek further advice from your Nuffield Health physiotherapist. Now, you will need some equipment for some of the exercises today: a chair and a step up. Make sure you have plenty of space around you, a mat underneath you, and when you're ready, let's get started. Okay guys, so we're just going to start with a nice light little warm up before we get going into our main exercises. So just with one leg, I would just like you to draw just a little circle with the knee and then just come into a little march. Then alternate, change the other leg and then into a little march. So we've got a march with a hip circle, yep. So we're getting a nice circle into the hip and just to waken up and just to open up that hip joint. Yep, so we're going to focus on exercises that are going to get our hips moving and help to strengthen the muscles around our hips to alleviate that pain. So just a few marches and then change sides. Excellent work. So now we're going to step to the side, shift the weight and come into a little side lunge. So that little lateral lunge with a step, shift that weight. We're just warming up so we don't have to make it big to start with. So just moving that hip in a lateral movement to just activate more of the muscles around that area. Fantastic work. Back into your march for me. And then into those hip circles. So we're going to do a couple more rounds of each exercise. So again, if you've been sat down quite a lot today already, this is going to be great just to open up those hips. And again, just work through your own range in all the exercises that we're going to go through today. Excellent. And then let's go back into those alternating side lunges. Stepping side to side, excellent work. So again, use the space you have, shift that weight back, don't drive the knee forward, okay? So think about that movement that's happening around the hips and into the pelvis, but watch that knee as well. You're not pushing your body weight forward. Excellent. Start to wake up those leg muscles. And as we come in, squeeze the bum. Excellent. All right, one more round. Back into the march and then open up that hip. Looking good. Good. One more. Fantastic. Okay, and then the last time coming into those side lunges, you're going to feel that stretch opening into the inner thigh as well. Arms just where it feels comfortable today, guys. And we're going to get ready. 3 different blocks of work we have today. Excellent. So again, just a light little warm up just to get those hips moving. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Good, shake it out. Okay, so let me demonstrate the first exercise for you. We're going to come to the chair. I'm going to take a seat. I'm just going to make sure my feet are on the floor and then my knees are in line with my ankle slightly forward of my ankle, okay? So I'm going to keep the chest up. I'm going to push from the ground, engage through my front thighs here, lean slightly forward, and I'm going to come to a standing position. Squeeze my bum, and then I'm going to relax and slowly sit back down to the chair. And then I'm going to drive back up, keeping my feet stationary, my ankles aren't rolling out, my knees are tracking in line with my toes, and I sit down. Nice and slow and controlled. Option, if you need assistance, is to use the armrests on the chair. So you can do that exercise for a minute, and then we're going to come to standing, and we're just going to hold in a single leg balance. We're going to hold that leg up. So we've got some work going on in the front of our hip here, and we've got to balance on that single leg. getting into our work into stabilizing that pelvis. 30 seconds on one side, and then we're going to do 30 seconds on the other side. All right, guys? Okay. So let's take a seat. Work to your own speed, work through your own range, and we want to activate and get those front thighs, those quads fired up. All right, team. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So from sit to stand. Yep. Control as we come down, chest up, and then drive up. Good. So you've got to start thinking about where you should be feeling this. Good. So again, we're getting that pelvis moving, helping to strengthen the muscles that support our hips. Good. Again, use the support if you need it. We're halfway through. Try and have that control as we come up, so I can really feel it coming through my front thighs, and then control as I come down. Drive up. Good. Try not to arch the back too much as I sit back down. Good work. 10 more seconds. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic work. Coming in, choosing a leg to stand on, lifting the other leg, and then just trying to hold in that single leg balance. If you need to lower the other leg slightly, absolutely fine. Again, just a nice straight back and lift that leg as high as you can. So now all the muscles in our hips and in our lower body and our core is having to stabilize, having to work really hard to hold us in this position. Any pain, please stop and have a break. Change sides. Excellent work. Take your time to reset and then come into that position. So again, having to work quite hard, the whole body to just hold this position. You can lift that leg up a bit more, get that hip flexor muscle here working. Again, any pain, please bring it to a stop. Good. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Rest it there. Good work. So if you feel that you want to go through and do those 2 exercises again, please do. We're going to move on and I'm going to show you the exercises for block 2. So we're going to come to a step. So whether you have a step or a chair or you're using a flight of stairs, something that we could step up onto would be great. So facing the step, we're going to step up and come down and then lower with the same leg. Then we're going to change. Coming up and then coming down. So again, hips having to work to step up and down. As long as we're alternating at some point with the leading leg coming up, that's absolutely fine. So we're going to do that for a minute. Then I'm going to stand side onto the step. I'm going to place the leg closest to the step on the step with enough room for my other foot. And now again, I'm going to activate a muscle just in my hip here in my bum called my glute med. Don't let the knee drop in. I'm going to keep the knee out, foot is flat, and I'm going to drive up and then come up. And then we're going to drive up and bring the other foot onto the step, controlling as we come down without that knee dropping in, coming up. 30 seconds on that side, and then I'm going to come and we're going to do 30 seconds again, taking that time to really feel that work on the single leg coming here. So we've got that movement in the hips dropping up and down. Then also we've got that work in the side of our hip to drive that leg up. All right, guys? So 1 minute, stepping up and down in 3, 2, 1. So keeping the knees bent, driving up, stepping down. Up with the other leg, and then stepping down. Good. So knees are soft. We drive with the leg that comes up onto the step, all right? And then step down with the same leg. So again, nice movement for our hips and into our pelvis. Good. Focus on that lower body, engaging through the bum as we step up and we step down. Excellent work. Chest up, shoulders down. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent work. Good, so let's stand side on. One leg up on the step, chest up, engage through the outside of that leg on the step, and ready, off we go. So we're going to drive up and then slowly control it as we come down. Drive up, so you'll feel that whole side of your hip joint here having to work to drive you up. Yep. Take your time, use your breath to help. Good. Excellent. 5 more seconds and we're going to change sides. Again, if you build up to doing a minute on each side, then that's great. And drive up. Fantastic. Come over to the other side. Again, take your time and then coming up. And then again, focus or see how each side might feel different to each other. Again, using those lateral hip muscles, that glute med to drive you up, control as you come down, making sure you don't push your weight too far forward into the knee. Good work. Work through your own range. Yep. If you feel to have your hands on your hips to feel if there's any additional movement, then that's great. One more. Fantastic. Good work, guys. Again, there should be no pain coming through the hip joint. We just should be feeling it in the muscles. Okay, ready for block 3. If you feel that you want to do block 2 again, please do. Okay, so we're back onto facing the step. I'm going to step up, but this time I'm going to come into a single leg balance, hold for maybe 1-2 seconds, come back down, and then I'm going to step up and then alternate and balance on the other leg to come back down. So we've got that movement in the hips, and then we've got to do that hold to stabilize, to continue those muscles to keep working. All right, second exercise, we're going to be the side step again, and this time we've got a balance in the side step. So we're going to be here, you're going to drive up. Again, hip is having to work in another plane of motion, working on the side this time, coming down and then coming up. So again, we're going to do 30 seconds on that side, taking your time to come over to the other side, driving up, balance, slowly coming down. All right, guys? So 1 minute for the first exercise, all right? So when we are ready, in 3, 2, 1. So we're going to step up, drive up with that leg, and then hold, stabilize through the hips, and then come back down. Step up with the other leg, drive up, hold. Good. Come back down. And just keep alternating that slight bend in the knee of the leg that's on the step. Come back down. Excellent work. Halfway through. Get that hold focus. Good. So again, our bodies aren't really used to doing that single leg work, so they've got to work a lot harder. So it's going to really challenge those deep muscles within our hips. Looking good. Last 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Definitely your balance starts to go on that. Are we ready for the side one? So, leg on, again, switch on, take the knee out, engage through that lateral hip muscle here, the glute med, and then drive up and hold. Again, the higher you take that leg, the harder it's going to be, so you might just be here today. Slowly control, watching that knee as we drive up and hold. Good work. Again, got to concentrate on these exercises, on the movements. And again, we're not rushing them. Control as we come down. Let's do one more on this side. Fantastic. Relax there. Come over to the other side. When you're ready, guys, load. Fantastic. Again, you can hold for as long as it feels right for you. Control as we come down. I'm driving up with this leg on the step. Just using my hands for a little bit of balance. Excellent. Five more seconds. Focus on this side here. Squeeze the bum at the top. 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Slowly bring that to a stop. If that felt enough for you today, you feel that you have done some work in there, that's fantastic. If you feel you'd like to do another round of those exercises, please do. We're going to go through some quick lower body stretches now. Just to help, again, release through the hips. So we're going to sit, you're going to cross one leg or one foot onto the opposite knee. I'm just going to apply just some slight pressure. So sit at the edge of the chair, other foot on the floor. I'm going to feel it into the glute and into the hip here of this bent leg. If I want to lean forward to try and get my chest down, that's going to increase the stretch, if that works for you. So again, it's good to hold the stretches for around 30 seconds. And again, that might be enough, or you might be able to lean a bit forward and add just a little bit more pressure down to open up that hip. Slowly come out of that one and we'll change sides. So again, try and flex the foot if you can. Slight push down and then just slight lean forward. This just might be enough for you today. So again, feeling it on the other side, you're going to have one side probably maybe tighter than the other. So you might need to push down, stretch a little bit more on one side. So again, it's slowly working through the exercises, building up the length of time you work through the exercises and the level of intensity. Good, slowly come under that. Staying on the chair, just bend the knees, feet on the floor. We're just going to round and come down to the floor. So I'm just getting my chest down towards my knees and I'm just rounding through my back. I might want to just hug my arms and just round up into my back a little bit more, or I might just have my hands just on the floor. Slowly coming back up, rolling the shoulders. So it's just a nice little release through the lower back. Let's do that one more time. Just dip the head and just take a couple of breaths here. Slowly coming out of that. Spending a little bit more time there if you need to. And then slowly coming to standing. And we'll just stretch into our hamstrings. So 1 foot forward, stick the hips back, chest up. So again, a lot of us often struggle with tight hamstrings, which can be a cause for lower back or hip pain. So it's nice to get a stretch into those hamstrings. Chest up, sink back. Slowly rounding up. And then one more on the other side. Great work, guys. Toes up if you want to increase that stretch down the leg a little bit more. Good, just hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly come out of that. Shake the legs. And guys, great work. That is the end of your workout. These exercises should be relatively easy to complete without pain and are a great introduction to start your hip strengthening and mobility program. Please make sure you start off by completing 1 session a day, and when you feel ready, you can increase the volume and start repeating the session twice a day before moving on to the next stage. Thank you so much for joining me. See you again soon.